going on, Jerome's? So a concern for the Minnesota Vikings coming into the season was the defensive line. Would we have the meats? Would we be able to, like Modium, stop the runs? Now, respect. Harrison Phillips as well as Jerry Tillery and Jonathan Bullard have done some great work up front, but what if I told you there's a rising star in Jalen Redmond? Now, star may be a little bit strong, but the dude is getting opportunities, and 6'1" is definitely putting in that work and making the most of his opportunity. Absolutely love to see it. Let's talk about Jalen Redmond today. Background, 25 years young, 6'2", 291, a former 5-star recruit from Oklahoma City. Kept his talents in Central Oklahoma, went to the University of Oklahoma in Norman, was a 3-year high-end contributor for the Sooners, racked up 14 career sacks in Oklahoma, 11.9% pressure rate, which for an interior defensive lineman is really damn good. Career 81.2 PFF grade versus the run. So basically you have this slightly undersized defensive tackle who can get after it, get his own pass rush, as well as hold up against a run, thinking that you're good to go, right? And also, he blew up the combine. He was legitimately great, 4.8 140, great in the agility, elite in the jumps as well, a 9.68 RAS, but did have some issues with blood clots at Oklahoma, and could be a factor why he ultimately went undrafted, which is unfortunate because the scouting report was on point. It's from Lance Zierlein, NFL.com. Draft projection rounds 5 to 6. Redmond's NFL scouting combine testing was outstanding as they display quickness and explosiveness that doesn't always show up on his college tape. He possesses plenty of toughness but moves on heavy feet. His lack of bend makes him a linear mover with limited playmaking potential. While he may not fill up an NFL stat sheet, he does have the base strength for consideration as a rotational 4-3 nose tackle with some block-eating elements to his game. And Redmond ultimately went undrafted, but he did have a cup of coffee in camp with the Panthers in 2023. And then 2024, signed up with the Arlington Renegades of the UFL and did great, man. 18 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 4.5 sacks. He was a late addition to the Vikings 90-man rooster. Ultimately made the team, has been up and down from the practice squad a couple times, but he's getting that work in, and he's appeared in 9 games, 94 defensive snaps, 11.8%, 41 snaps of the last 3 games, so he's starting to get into the rotation more and more. 9 tackles, 5 solo, 3 tackles for loss, including 2 against Arizona on the same drive, 7 total defensive stops, had a sack early in the season against the Texans, 3 pressures as well, plus an 87.4 PFF grade, which would lead the team if he qualified for number of snaps. Also is the second highest run defense grade on the team as well. And overall, you're starting to find the defensive line is sort of like the Vikings cornerback room. You're relying on those veterans, and Tilly, Phillips, and Bullard. It's fantastic, but they do need to rotate in a little bit more, keep players fresher later in games as well as later into the season, as a lot of players have played a lot of snaps on defense, and you do have some concern as you get into some high pressure spots the rest of the year as well as in the playoffs. We need some fresh legs. I think that's why you're seeing Redmond get some more work in. Plus, the emergence of Redmond, I do think that's why Levi Drake Rodriguez hasn't really gotten the time of day as of yet, because Redmond and LDR do have a lot of crossover in what they can do. And Redmond has been super impressive when he's been out there. You don't see the heavy-footedness from his scouting report, but he's got some great quickness, great strength, and also great instincts. Plus, Flores has raved about his work ethic as well, where he not only asks a lot of questions of both of the coaches and the veterans, as well as implementing it on the field, both in practice and in the game. So I think that Redmond, he does have some staying power, man. And even though Redmond is on a 1-year deal, I mean, so is Jerry Tillery, so is Jonathan Bullard. So I'm not ready to get rid of those veterans yet because they've been fantastic and sublime against the run. But having a guy that can blow up a gap and just do the damn thing from wherever he is, like Redmond is a big play waiting to happen. And you love the tenacity, you love the heart and hustle. And I think that he is a guy that should be in purple for a while. He's going to be this generation's Tom Johnson, and I love me some Tom Johnson from back in the day. But your thoughts are thoughts. Jalen, I see a Jalen Redmond rising. That's right, baby. Let us know your thoughts, our thoughts, comment section. You guys know what to do. Skull, production value.